folks. My name is Miguel. I'm one of the success advisors here at Berklee College of Music, and we are here with the wonderful Angelina Cara, our first student we're spotlighting in this new series. How you doing, Angelina?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we're stoked to have you. We're just going to, have a casual conversation. Calling a conversation casual off the bat makes it maybe not so casual, but we'll figure that out. So where are you from? And what brought you to Berklee?
So I'm from the Metro Detroit area of Michigan. And yeah, I kind of always dreamed of doing music or being involved in the arts somehow. Mm-hmm. And I applied to Berklee on a whim, and I was originally applying to a lot of musical theater schools, but I kind of changed my path really last minute and decided to go to Berklee for, creating music. And it was just kind of like a fun, random decision I made. And I kind of loved that I made that decision because Berklee's great,
That's fantastic. It's funny. I was listening to your stuff earlier today, and I got some musical theater vibes to it.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask, what has changed about your artistry since you've gotten here, especially since before this you were going to take maybe a different path?
Yeah, totally. It's so funny because so many people say that.
Yeah.
I'd say that my artistry really changed because of the people around me. I mean, there are so many different people here at Berklee, from complete different areas of music, different parts of the world.
Yeah.
And I mean, my friends, their music inspires me so much, and I love watching them perform. And they just explore all these different genres and styles, and that's kind of a big thing that influenced me because I just really want to explore all those different things and be experimentative with my sound.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. And I feel like musical theater in its own way has kind of explored and expanded. Before we move on from musical theater, you have a favorite musical right now?
Oh, that's a great question. I actually recently saw Never Happy Ending in Broadway recently in New York. Okay. It was really, really cool. The set design was incredible, so that was pretty awesome.
Shout out. That's awesome. Moving more towards Berklee stuff, what's your major and how did you make that choice? That's something we always contest with our students. I feel like it's a big choice, and of course it is, but how did you make that choice?
So I originally was going to be a performance major coming into Berklee, and I was pretty set on that, but after the core classes I took kind of introduced me to all these other realms of music, like production and whatnot, I kind of realized that I wanted to explore things other than just performing, but I still wanted to, improve my performance skills. So I chose pro music because, it's kind of a build your own major. And I kind of felt like that was kind of perfect for me as someone who is really explorative and wants to try everything. And it's just the perfect major for that.
What are your tracks?
My tracks are songwriting, performance, and production.
Outlining all the things you just said.
Yeah.
We love to see it. That's awesome. Now, you've been here how many semesters?
I'm going into, technically I'm in my 6th semester because of summer.
Okay, so we're in the back half.
Yeah.
Right? How has your experience been at Berklee? And if there was one thing you could take or change off, what would it be?
I think my experience, I have loved Berklee my entire time here. I mean, it's made me grow as a person, as a musician, as an artist. And I will forever be so grateful for that. And I feel like it's just beyond the incredible music I'm surrounded by and how much that influences me. I'm also surrounded by such incredible diversity. Yeah. And I feel like that's so important. And I kind of wish more people had that opportunity to have that experience, but I'm really lucky that Berklee is a space and that has that. Yeah. And it's just really unique. It's one of the only places in the world I feel that has this amount of diversity, honestly.
This is not normal.
Yeah, and it's really cool. I think one of the things I wish that I did was understand a little before. I was a little confused by some of the major names, and I didn't really look into exactly what they were. And it took me so long to realize that, for example, CWP is mainly the arranging major, And, you know, it takes time to realize the things that you love to do, but that is another passion that I kind of realized that I have. I love arranging, and I never really like got to deep dive into that because I realized a little too late that I was like, oh wait, I actually do like arranging.
Yeah.
So now I don't really have the time to take some of the arranging classes, but if I did plan it, I would have maybe taken those earlier.
You hear that? Plan it early. Go
Yeah,
see your success advisor and figure out a plan. Make a course map like all the pro music students do.
totally.
It can be super helpful. And I hear that on the arranging stuff. Like I was listening to Jack of All Trades,
Yeah,
and I was like, "There's so much going on. We're going to the swing thing. We're moving through some electronica at the beginning, some cool improvisation, and that takes like actual chops. So like,
thank you. I
good on you.
appreciate
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it comes to your journey as an artist, how has that changed from? So we start with musical theater. We're here. You're creating your own music. You're getting influenced by all of these other folks.
Mm-hmm.
What out of those influences has been the most exciting and the most revelatory for you?
I would say truly just the, like, for example, I'd say each of my like close friends, I've taken like a little like lesson, like musical lesson from them, you know?
Yeah.
Like I have a friend who is like incredible at doing different rhythms and stuff.
Okay.
And that was like when I was first introduced to that. And I was like, wow, what is this? Like all these meter changes, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You can play with meter. And then I have another friend who's like an incredible lyricist and like plays with like words in such a way that I never heard. And like it's all these different like things have kind of come through each of my songs, and almost each song I create is almost like a little like study of that. So I'll have a song where I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to do crazy, like for example, Jack of All Trades. I was like, I want to do everything. I want to just try it and like put the kitchen sink in this song and
Yeah.
see where I can go. And, you know, it goes with the name. It's Jack of All Trades. I want to try all the different things. I want to experiment. And I was like, how can I do that in such an interesting way where it's like, it catches you off guard, but it keeps you engaged, you know?
Yeah.
And I like doing that. And I feel like that's kind of a big part of my songwriting process now. It's like, I'll start a song and like, depending on where I start with the lyrics or the melody or the harmony, like it'll just take me somewhere and I'll be like, oh, what if I try this? Inspired by this person, or you know, even a song will come up from an inspiration from someone else, and it's just really cool.
Outside of the influences from your peers and what you're getting here, what artists out in the world do you try to emulate? And not just like acoustically, but also visually. I was getting some like Chaperone vibes. I'm getting right. Like what are the big three? If you could give me three.
Oh, big three. That's so hard because I honestly listen to so many different music, like types of music. Obviously, I love Chaperone. I love her visual world, and that is like a big inspiration for like my branding. Like, I want to build like this like universe, you know. And I feel like all of her music videos and stuff are so like, I don't know, they're just so fantastical and like detailed that it's like, you know, like it looks like a movie. And I want that to be, you know, I want my artistry to be like this cinematic universe almost. Honestly, I won't lie, Jacob Collier is such a big inspiration for me because he is also like such a person who's like, he wants to put everything in the kitchen sink in all of his songs. Like he tries so many different things, and like the way he experiments with sound is so cool. And I just love his like really joyous, like almost child, like, you know, love for music. You know, he really like plays with it, and I love that. You know, I think we can really learn a lot from having a more child like view of the world. You know,
For sure.
and then a third artist, I really like Clairo. Clairo's like recent Charm album like really stuck with me for some reason because it had such a particular sound and genre that I just never heard before, and I can't really compare it to anything in my mind.
Yeah.
And I remember listening to that and being like, wow, like that is so like her. Like this album has like its very tailored and unique sound, and it just inspired me to like want to kind of like, see like, oh, what would my sound be, like,
Ooh.
and it makes you think. It's like, do I already have a sound? It's like, and
Yeah.
that is something that I wonder, since I'm such an experimenter. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I've been told by people that like, even though I like go in all these different directions, it there's still something that ties it all together.
Well,
But
too.
it's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess it is me.
I think genre it helps us categorize ideas,
Hmm.
but music can also be genreless.
Hmm.
Do you know the band Phony People?
I may have heard of
Yeah,
them.
I saw them. I've seen them live many times, but I saw them at the Blue Note. They had a residency at the Blue Note in New York, and they'd seen me at a bunch of their shows. They were talking afterwards, and they were like, "You're a musician, right?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am." And they're like, "What do you like?" I asked them like, "How do you bend genre the way they do?" Because they move around a lot.
That's
And they're
cool.
like, "We don't really think about it,"
Yeah,
and I think that's such a liberating thing. And I think it's something that you're kind of emulating. It's just like, what do I like, what do I love, and how can I pick at it and put it into the vessel that is you?
exactly. I mean, yeah, I like how this sounds. Why can't I try it?
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I love it. Um, I hear you have some projects coming up.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to let the world know about?
Well, more coming soon is a single that will be released called Mixed Emotions.
Mm,
And it's going to be part of my debut album, which will be releasing in August. So I'm really excited for that. That I've been working on that truly since my freshman year here.
well,
Mixed Emotions, actually, in fact, is the first song I ever wrote at Berkeley.
wow.
Yeah, I wrote it
Coming
for my
full
MTech
circle.
class.
It all comes full circle.
Yeah, and that will be hopefully releasing sometime this month. Fingers crossed. If not, early next month. And then, yeah, my album is set for August right now. It's an 11-track multi-genre album. And it's going to be pretty crazy. And I've been performing it for the past like 2 semesters.
Okay.
Um, and it's been such a fun time doing that and like experimenting with different players and hearing what their sound adds to the music. And it's just fun. It's cool. And I'm really excited to get this finally out in the world.
Mm,
And that'll be really nice.
that's amazing. I love when folks are excited to get their projects out, because a lot of times if they've been working on something for so long,
Hmm.
they almost become like a frenemy with it. They're like, I just need to get you off of my chest. But it sounds like you're just sending so much love out into the world with this record.
Yeah, I'm really
That's
excited.
awesome. Diving deeper into your influences, listening to your stuff, I heard a lot of like things that could be acoustic, but you chose more synth and electronic aspects. Like, can you talk more about like how electronics have influenced your songwriting, and was that like something you came into at Berkeley, or was it something that was already happening?
Yeah, it definitely really, like, I explored, working with Logic. That's my main DAW that I
Sure.
use. Um, Before Berkeley, but very, very little.
Okay.
Like, my parents saw that I liked composing music, and I took piano lessons growing up. And um, my dad is like, he's one of my biggest supporters, and he was like, why don't we get you this like Logic, software. And we didn't really know exactly, like, we just knew that it would be a way for me to record my ideas.
Mm,
But I never knew anything about the production side. Like, it was kind of like my little songwriting tool or like my composition tool. At that point, I was doing mostly instrumental stuff.
mhm.
Um, and so that was my first introduction to that. But it was very like, I'd play with it here and there. But then coming into Berkeley, we are required to take that MTech class,
Right.
first semester. And that was my favorite class. I absolutely adored that class. And my roommates would laugh at me because I would spend like hours on like one project. When it's like, some people would just do it just to like get the requirements done. I would be like sitting there just like listening over and over and over again, trying to find the exact thing that I want to do.
Yeah.
Just started experimenting and having so much fun with it. And, I just realized there's just like endless possibilities with that kind of stuff. And that's what I love about it. It's like you can really just tailor it to exactly what you want.
Dial it in.
Yeah.
Like really, really get it really specific. Yeah. You hear that? Don't skimp on your MTech projects. Maybe you'll be putting out a record in a few years. What would be the thing that you're most proud of your musical career so far?
Thing I'm most proud of so far would probably be actually my music video that's out. I have a music video. I worked my butt off to pay for it myself, and I got it filmed in Valencia, Spain, when I was studying abroad.
Nice.
And it was so much fun. I got to fly videographers out there, and we just recorded around like different locations around the city. And it was really like scrappy. We like were finding locations, and we did it in 3 days. And I was like, changing in all these different places, and it was crazy. And those were like 3 of the most like exhausting, crazy days because I was just like, it was like 8-hour plus shoots sometimes, and but it was so fun. It's like, when I released that, I was just thinking, I was like, man, if you told myself like 2 years ago now what I'd be doing now, like I wouldn't have believed it at all. And the product is really cool. I'm so proud of that music video, and it was like so much work like on my end, because I didn't want to put that burden on my parents at all. So yeah, it was a lot of labor, but a lot of love, and it's great, and I'm really proud of it.
Shout out the song.
Oh, Silence. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I didn't say.
Let them know. And it's out on YouTube? Where
Yeah,
else?
it's out on YouTube, the Silence music video. It's also out on Apple Music, I guess, because I released the video through Apple Music. So
there it is. That's awesome. I love when hard work comes together.
Yeah.
There's nothing better.
Very satisfying.
All right. Now, looking forward, big pie in the sky idea. Where do you see yourself after Berkeley, even if it's just a few years after?
I mean, I would love to, like, I dream of going on a tour. That'd be so cool. Opening for someone who's touring, being like their, buddy. Like, and, it would be really cool to, like, even just a few years from now, like, already have another album released. I have a lot of big plans, like, I just want to like deep dive into all these different like spaces I've created in this album and all these different worlds. I view my music as worlds almost. It's like each genre that I play with and each like song that I create in that genre is kind of like its little world of like its own sound. And it's like I almost dream of creating an album for each of those different worlds where it's like I really deep dive into that specific sound that I found and like maybe even expand on it or do something a little different. And it's like, it's just fun. I just want to just keep trying new things and collaborating with people. That's a big thing I love doing. A few of my songs are collaborations as well. If I could collaborate with new people I meet in my careers and stuff, it'll just be really cool.
Gotcha. So touring, making a bunch of music, creating universes, no big deal. And constant movement towards artistic excellence.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, what else could you ask for? Instead of taking a step back, music seems like the love of your life so far, right? And it's also kind of your job, right?
Yeah.
It's something that we all have to do to kind of help make ends meet. How do you recharge outside of music?
Honestly, like 2 things. I love just going outside and just like, like sometimes like I'm going to be real. I don't even like listen to music super often.
Sure.
I feel like a lot of people walk around listening to music. I will just go on a walk and just listen to the things around me.
Mm.
And it's like I really like that, and I love just like trying to be present and just like people watch sometimes and just like walk around, listen to the leaves, the trees, you know. And art. I love visual art.
Okay.
That's another thing I almost actually went into. And, you know, if the music thing didn't work out and I didn't get into any music schools, I would have gone to art school actually.
Wow.
Because that's something that I also have a really deep love for. But now, since I'm really focused on this music thing, it's like, you know, I don't have too much time to be doing art, like, you know, consistently.
Sure.
But it's like a really nice escape every time I do it. It's like, you know, like I love painting. I'll just sit. I can sit and paint for hours, and it'll just be like a peaceful, like,
Yeah.
you know, I'll just get like a lock. It's like a flow state, you know. It's like when you're performing and
Oh, yeah.
you're like in that flow state. It's like that same kind of feeling, but it's like, you know, it's just very peaceful.
And it's for you.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not necessarily for somebody else.
exactly.
It's always important to have something that isn't music that you can go back to when music can be too much.
Yeah, totally.
100%. I think we're at our last question. What advice would you give to incoming Berkeley students, or even continuing? What advice would you give to the proverbial Berkeley student?
The advice I would give is that the things maybe you think that are very hard and almost seem like impossible to do, like it's never that hard. Truly, from my experience. I have done so many things that over the years, each year I was like, wow, how are these people doing this thing? You know, when you're coming here, it's like, it's so easy to get that imposter syndrome. You know, my freshman year, I struggled with that so much. And I looked at the people around me and I was like, geez, I'm surrounded by like stars. And I was like,
Yeah.
and I'm just like this one person who's like, I don't know what to do. But it's not that hard. You can do it. It's like, you just gotta believe in yourself truly, because it's like when you're in that mode, it's very easy to compare yourself to others and be like, how are they doing this? And I don't know how to do that. And I'm too afraid to do that. But you can do it if you put your mind to it. And if you, you know, find your group of people and you like support each other, like anything is possible, truly, my opinion.
I've Yes, heard 100%. Angelina Cara, this has been an awesome combo. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for coming down. One more time for the people who don't pay attention, give your single release and album
Oh,
release.
yes. So Mixed Emotions will hopefully be released this month, and Jack of All Trades will be released in August. So stay tuned.
Awesome.